Your kids they only gonna be 1 year old. They're only gonna be two. They're only gonna be three. Once you miss those years, that's it. Kamerie is not gonna be two again. Kamerie is not gonna be five. You know what I mean? So me seeing like videos that I see that you post, that hurts me because I'm like, damn, I was not there. Just seeing her little pretty smile, her saying, "It's okay, Daddy, if you don't win."
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Kamerie Gibson Show, where we talk about transforming our pain into power. And today I have a beautiful, special guest near and dear to my heart joining us today. This is my mother. Mom, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Flora. How you guys doing?
Being your daughter, I know that you've been through a lot. I've been through a lot of things. And the more we've been able to learn from each other, I've learned that you've been through a lot of things that I'm just not learning about, you know? And even looking at you today, I'm very proud and amazed at how much you've been able to power through, despite the odds that's been stacked against you. Like, I'm very blessed to see your growth, and your tenacity.
Thank you.
So, yeah, you're welcome, Mom. When you think of Flora, what comes to mind for you?
Whew. You mean now or just as me growing up?
I would say growing up first.
Oh, wow. I think I was like in a fantasy world. You just
Mm-hmm.
you innocent. So you just
You innocent, yeah.
yeah, you just innocent. Like I was just sharing with your sisters yesterday that when I was a kid, I wanted to be a model. And when I lived in Mexico, I used to cut up a magazine posters, just the pages of them, and tape them all around my room. And it was back. I know
Mm,
what Chanel is now and Gucci, but back then I didn't know what that was. So I just put them all around my
right.
room, and I just wanted to be like this models or just model for Chanel, which is I was into fashion. I like fashion. I like things like that. Just be in a spotlight, I guess. I was only like 10,
Mm-hmm.
11, so just a little girl just experiencing. And after that, I mean, the things that I used to do, like I said, I was innocent. You guys call them a tree house? I had a tree house, and it was a blackberry molasses actually tree where I put like boxes of carton like on top, and I used to go up there and just eat the blackberry molasses. I mean, this sounds cheesy, but
Cool.
it's what was fun to me and my friends. We used to do that a lot. Innocent, like I said, playing with Barbies on the grass, things like that. And I always, for some reason, my grandmother, I was the spoiled one out of all her grandchildren. Me living in Mexico, my grandma always used to come. She'll pass by because we live in a very poor neighborhood. So in order for her to get to her house, she had to pass my home. My home was a big house with like a lot of trees around and stuff like that. So she passed by um, our house, and she always bring me guavas. Guavas, you know what there are. That's one
Mm-hmm.
of my favorite fruits. They're like very,
Mm-hmm.
when somebody has guavas, you can just smell them. And she always bring those like in. She'll be like, "Here, don't tell your mom I'm giving them to you." Because I was bad as a little
Mm-hmm.
girl. I talk back a lot, and I used to just get away with murder. I get away with murder with her. She always covered up for me. But anyways, that was my good like childhood memory days that I have of me living in Mexico, in Tijuana, and just being there. Like I said, my grandmother passing by. stop in, spoil me, just like old grandmothers do, give my little stuff, and then she'll keep going to her house, walk to her house. At that time, my mom didn't have a car, so we couldn't like kind of drive her all the way home. And she would just walk, all the way to her house or whatever. Those are the days. Like I said, I was a little happy girl at that time. But I always had this thing that I always wanted to come to America. I wanted to be in the United States. I always thought it was gonna be just so. I was gonna have an opportunity, and I'm just gonna be, just everything was so clean out here. Because, like I said, me coming from where I grew up at, and we call it a barrio in the hood. Um, a lot of us don't come out of there. Either we get married to maybe somebody older than us, they have more money, and you being young, of course, you just end up being with an older Mexican guy. They have a maybe
Right.
on a around the corner liquor store, or he probably owns a little grocery store. Um, thank God that wasn't my case. Um, and then like I said, that was my good memories. Like I said, good memories I have of childhood, just being in Mexico, being out there. I used to come visit, come with my grandma, come to America, and come visit my cousins in Venice, California, until one day we had to move. You already know, and I think there'll be another segment on that. We had to move, come out here to America, and live in Venice, California. Which stayed there with my cousins and my aunt, and my mom decided to stay here, and we just stayed here. I went to Venice High School, Mark Twain, in Venice High School. Uh, so I had to learn English, which that's why my English is kind of broken. I had to it was hard to adapt. Me coming from Mexico, I was in the eighth grade, and then boom, a big jump. I had to come to America and have to learn the language. You had to start. So it was like me trying to learn English, try to ask people like, "Hey, how do you say this?" or what does this mean? And me saying it, even though it was kind of embarrassing because I might don't pronounce it the proper way, and I'm like, oh my god, but I still say it. And me start hanging around Hispanics at first because I thought that it would be more comfortable for me, and I would not speak English, so I would just speak Spanish to them. But someone were like Chicanos, they don't speak Spanish, so then I started hanging around black folks. You better learn it. So I had to,
Mhm.
as I hanging around black folks, and I started learning English. I had no choice. Like I said,
Right.
it's just broken like that. Like it was, but I can write Spanish. I can speak it properly. Even some words I could even write them. I might don't pronounce them the right way, but if you ask me to write them down, I will write them down for you,
Mhm.
and you'll be like, okay, that's what she meant. But back to that. My childhood like that. I mean, I had a good childhood in Mexico. Once I came out here, like I said, I had dreams of, as far as me. I wanted to finish college, do all these great things and stuff. Once I came out here, just it's the culture in America is different from Mexico. It's totally different. Out there, you don't have a free computer. You have your parents have to buy you a typewriter. I'm typing uh, paper, paper. That's what I'm doing essays and doing all those great things. Was into history. I love history. I love geography. One subject I hated it was chemistry. But other than that, other stuff I love it. I used to go to a Catholic school. I could say I had a good life in Mexico. I was in a private school. I was in a Catholic private school, which I was very advanced compared to the subjects I was learning out here in Venice High School, Mark Twain. But no, I mean, me not knowing English, the language, it just backtracked me. They just put me back because of the English. But if I would have been way above, I would have been in the 11th grade, not the ninth, but the 11th grade, because they didn't have those. They didn't have anumat. chemistry table, all that stuff. Like all that stuff went down the drain when I came to America. It just went down the drain. But make the story short, childhood. I had a great childhood, good memories in Mexico. Humble, little things that I took for granted, but now I'm like, wow, I, I had a good time out there. Here, it was more. You had to just become an adult. Which is, I was exposed to things that my eyes shouldn't have been exposed to at that time. I mean, at that age, I say. Yes.
Going back to the Mexico conversation, what was difficult about the transition in having to leave one country and move to a whole nother country at such a young age?
The culture. Mm, my grandma was already dead, so my grandma was my. That's how you was close to your grandma. She was, man. Um, the culture, of course, the language, which is my friends that I have there, which I'm so proud of them. They're very successful now. Some of them are attorneys and stuff like that. And I truly believe that if I would have stayed out there, I probably would have been not a dental assistant, but a dentist. And that's what I wanted to do, or something like that, or maybe politics. Who knows? Um, but just like I said, English, me learning the language, um, and just the whole culture, just different. And no offense to America, but the way we, because I'm here now, but the way you guys eat, it's just not. It's just not like our dinner is at 2, 3 o'clock, and
Mm-hmm.
Americans' dinner is at 6 or 5. That's why we have so many. Like we overweight in America. Like we eat and then we go to sleep. My dinner, which it was cena to us out in Mexico, our dinner it was something like cereal, oatmeal, bananas, and some milk, or either arroz con leche, which you know what that is, and rice with milk and cinnamon, and that's it. Not salmon, asparagus, potatoes, and it's just I had to just adjust to a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Just like I said, the whole culture thing, I had to adjust to everything.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing that I did. I mean, I do miss about Mexico. Our dinners are not late. Unless you're a husband and you just come in late from work, and of course your wife gotta cook you a big meal and you have to eat, you haven't been home. But kids, me going to school out there, kids take school very, very, very like hard. Like we have no free assistance. We don't have food stamps. We don't have none of that stuff. No free nothing.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't work, or either if your parents are low income and do not have money to pay for your college tuition, you just don't go to college. So a lot of
Right.
kids will sell tortas. My brothers had to sell stuff to pay for their books for their classes because they refuse to drop out. So I think
Right.
a lot of Americans, we're lucky, we're blessed to have those grants and all that good stuff out there in Mexico, and I'm pretty sure there's other countries as well. I can speak on other countries, but I know my country, we had no free stuff. You had to buy your own laptop, your own everything, and if you don't have it, you just will not be you just will not be an attorney. You just will not be a doctor. Yeah, that's just what it is. And like I said, out here we are ungrateful. We have all those good benefits, out here compared to out there. And out there, if you're not, like if you're not in college, or like if you're not there, it's like it's about who you know. To in Mexico, and it's unfortunately to say that it's about who you know. Um, to get in that position mean that you just won't get in. Just won't get in there. But yes.
I wanted to know. No, drink some water too. Whew. Whew. Okay. What interests you? What What interested you in wanting to hang around black people?
I like the culture, and I kind of like they welcome me more than the white people. You know what I mean? And even though, like I said, I have my English was broken, they still be like, oh, they thought it was just cool. Like, oh, she can just hang with us. In high school, you know how it is, high school, like, and they welcome me. And with the white folks, it was just more. I don't know. I didn't feel welcome. It-
Mm.
I mean, I mean, I don't know. I just didn't feel welcome. And with black folks, it was just more like, like okay, like they'll try to when I try to say something and maybe it was broken and they try to like put the words together, they try to work with me. You know what I mean? And with the wife be like, oh, what did she say? Or like, oh my God, like what is she talking about? It was more like criticism. So that, like I said, I could say that. I mean, in the '90s, in the early '90s, late '80s, they'll welcome me. So I think whoever was around me for that, I don't know if they remember me from high school. Um, to this day, I still have some of my friends that they still have love for me. Like, hey, I remember you when you first came, and I'm still cool with them. But they welcome me. I mean, the other race, I'm Asians, and actually, and me come Venice High from Venice High School, which it was white folks, the punk rocks, the heavy metal type of girls and guys and stuff like that, and then the black folks, and then the Mexicans, the essays, the cholos, we call them. Um, I was in between those two, and that's where I was welcoming. And then you know, we call them the bottom, and that's where I was welcome at in those two. Because if you were like in an ESL class, what they call it now, you are. I used to be embarrassed, like to say I was going to an ESL class because I was considered a wetback. Oh, she's a paisa. She don't know English, like you know what I mean. Which at that time I'm like I was trying to be cool. So you're trying to be cool in high school, you like you. I used to be embarrassed to go into class. Like I used to be embarrassed to go into class. I'm telling you, it was embarrassing because I used to see other guys that I like, oh, they were like, but they speak English, and I'm like, I don't speak English. I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna know that I go to the ESL class. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. But I have to go there because I don't know the language, and it be all types, Asians, Indians, you name it, Jamaicans, from all over. I mean, ESL, you don't know the language, so we have to learn it. But hanging with the back crew, how they say, um, didn't finish high school. Stopped, 11th grade. I don't even know how many credits I have. Which the last time I checked, I heard that I don't need that many to graduate. But I just stopped trying to hang out with the crew, trying to be cool. You know what I mean? And which that leads you the wrong way. So I think me coming to America distracted me, and it took a big it was just a big life changing in my life, just the whole 360. It was just because I know for sure 100% my mother rest in peace and my dad rest in heaven too, that I would have finished college, period. There's no way around it. My father did not play that. You have to finish cool. You have to give me a degree. I don't. My dad was that type of guy that if he see me smoking a cigarette, He'll go buy me a whole pack of cigarettes. Okay, smoke them right here in front of me. Smoke them. Oh, you want to get drunk? Here you go. Smoke them right here in front of me. He was just showing me like he'd rather for me to get drunk in front of him, in front of my parents, that my friends that don't care about me, and just showing me what would lead me to, like the consequences. You want to smoke the whole pack here? Do it. Don't do it behind my back. Do it in front of me. My dad gave us freedom, but then he like taught us like it's consequences to it. And this is so, and I'm just gonna say this: it's so important to have two parents in a home. So important, two parents in a home. All that single, I got this. That's a BS. That's BS. I don't want to say the other words, but that's bullshit. You gotta have two parents in a home because if some of them is tough, and you always need a feminine side and it could be both ways. A woman could be masculine too, or more tough on her kids, and the guy could be more like, "It's okay, Kamerie. It's okay, Flora. Let them go. Somebody gotta put their foot down, and somebody had to be like, you going too hard. It's okay. Trust them. Let's give them this chance. Let's let them go out this night with their friends, and if they mess up, that's it. You know what I mean? But it's always, I feel my mom and my dad separating it had a big impact in my life too, and I mean, and my sister life, in all of our lives. It had a big impact because my dad decided, well, they came to an agreement, and my dad was going to keep the boys, and my mom kept the girls, which it was me and my sister. And my brothers are well off right now. They're in Mexico. They're engineers. So that's just self-explanatory right there. It just tells you, right? They did good. They're doing great. They're doing good. You would think somebody in America will go out there and treat them like we go out there and we're like, we good. My brothers are, like I said, they own condos, they own property. They're okay. They're fine. They don't have Oprah money, but they okay. They fine. They don't need nobody's money. My brothers own their own companies. They design stuff. They went to school, like I said, out there. In order for you to finish school, like I keep repeating myself, you had to pay for your stuff. Unless you get this becas. Becas are grants. And that's like when you like super like you just gotta be like, man, like a super nerd, like whew, all the way up there. Yes.
And what do you think made you vulnerable? No, I'm thinking. Let me drink some water too. Oh, go ahead. I'm thinking. Move the glass out the frame, please. Completely. Push it out the way. Thank you. So it's not like something. Yeah. What was life like when you made that decision to drop out of high school?
To be honest, I wasn't even thinking. I was just trying to have fun and trying to. I was being a follower. I was. I mean, now that I'm older now, and I'm like, you was being a follower because you wasn't thinking for yourself. Like. And I started hanging with the wrong crowd because when I was hanging with people like myself, there was in ESL classes, which one of my friends, Karina, um, actually she owned her own business. She's an activist for Chicanos in East LA. I found her a few years ago. I lost her contact, but she said it out here. The last time I heard from her from Venice, she was moving back to Mexico, but she didn't. Oh, yeah, she did. I think she came back. She has kids, but she's a Chicano activist. She's a Mexican activist now, and she's doing good for herself. I think it was my surroundings. This is the people I surrounded myself. I started hanging around cholos and game bangers, the gang culture, and all that stuff. But when I was around all this positive, females around me. My friends and my goofy friends, I call them, whatever. People that laugh at my jokes, or I laugh at their jokes. I was doing okay. Just, that's why parents pay attention to who your kids hang with. Who your kids hang with. They'll get distracted or deviate. They'll go somewhere else. Because you just trying to catch up. You trying to be like them. You trying to be cool. And being a nerd, reading a book, studying is cool too. You know what I mean? To me, that wasn't cool back then. Oh, you stupid. Or you reading a book. Or you dumb. You want to just hang out and get drunk. And who I'm who would have thought me drinking, like where I come from? Like I said, how my mom raised me, my coming from a private school, me drinking a 40 ounce. That's just a no. And back
Yeah.
here, I'm here in America. That was cool. It was a cool thing to be drinking a woman drinking a 40 ounce. Not out there. That's not what we do.
Right.
I mean, I'm not judging. I mean, I'm just saying. I was trying to be. So I was just a follower, trying to be cool.
Yeah, no.
So
What, what was what was your experience like with men
when I started dating,
when we started dating and relationships?
so when I
What was
started dating, I remember, I was in PE class, which we are outside and stuff. You outside playing ball, or what is the other one called? Where you hit it, pinball. It's just,
tetherball?
yes. So we just hitting there playing outside with your little shorts and stuff. And I was a guy in a Camaro. It was some guys coming, like you can see guys through the gates and stuff. You in there, but you can see people that's driving. They're not supposed to, but they're driving from. It was a guy from Minglewood High School. It was a Mexican guy. His name was Caesar. That was like one of my first boyfriend. Boyfriend. I don't even know what it was. First boyfriend. I used to like him a lot. Yeah, he was a boyfriend. Um, he came over there and he saw me. We exchanged numbers, and we were talking. That they call it a puppy love. When you're on the phone and you like get off the phone and go to sleep, and we had those phones where you take the whole cord to your room and stuff. Um, Actually, we dated for a couple of months, and then he dumped me. That was kind of bad. I mean, I was hurt. My feelings was hurt because I liked the guy, and like I said, that was my first boyfriend. And I mean, I'm a virgin. I'm not first boyfriend. Just talking to him on the phone, and he just dump you. You like, okay. And maybe because I heard later on, because I wasn't um opening up. When I mean opening up, like my mind developed, I wasn't ready to have sex. So
Mhm.
he dumped me because it was girls out there giving it up, and I didn't. I was innocent. I just came from Mexico. I'm here, like I don't know. You just it's girls younger than me having sex.
You ain't gotta justify someone else not being a righteous man, you know? All you can do is respect the man's decision, just like he respected your decision not to be fast. But that's crazy because that happened to me with my first boyfriend. He dumped me because I was too shy. So that's crazy. We went through the same thing and it really hurt me and I was really sad that he moved on and got another girlfriend.
Right? Because I really like the guy.
Right. Right.
I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure you like the guy too. I really like the guy. He was really what I like about him, that he was a gentleman. He was a gentleman. I met his parents. He comes from a good home, like Hispanic home. They were actually they had their own company, gardeners or whatever,
Mhm.
and he was a very responsible guy. He go with his daddy on the weekends, make his little money. He had his he wasn't even 18 years old. He had a permit. So back then, that was like cool. Like, oh my God, this guy got a Kamerie. That's cool. He got a car. He can do what he want to do. I used to be at his house, come over, but I wasn't ready to give it up. I was a virgin. I wasn't ready. I mean, not that I'm older. I'm like, dang, if you would have stuck along, maybe you would have been my husband or something, you know? But I wasn't ready. I mean, mentally, I wasn't ready.
What made you say if he would have waited?
I mean, maybe if you would have waited and like dated me more and be like, okay, and just take his time, like, got to know me, like just get to know me a little bit. You don't know me. We didn't know each other. Or maybe
Why would you want that though from someone who didn't care to get to know you
at the
though?
time I said I like him a lot, and it was just like I was really like back then we like play oldies to each other and stuff, and we would just dedicate songs to each other and stuff. It was just it's cheesy, but we used to play oldies and just tell each other like how we feel about it. He lied to me and said he wasn't with another woman, but heard it through the grapevine that he was, but the woman was giving it up. I wasn't. I just feel like if he would have waited, like what I mean, waited, like if he really wanted me, like as a person, like want to be with me, like really, like love me, like he said he did at the time, he probably could have been something, who knows? But he was young, he was a man, he was just trying to get his rocks off, or he had no good intentions with me.
Yeah, a lot of times you don't know what we have in our hands sometimes, so he had a different lens,
Yes, ma'am. A different one, way different from mine.
way different, and that's okay, thank God. Mother. Uh,
They're gonna be like, her mama was getting drunk. No, for real.
mm, whatever works
I
for
just
you.
like the finer things in life. That's it.
Oh my
No,
God.
it's okay. I'm at
I
home.
ain't mad.
No drinking and driving. I'm at home.
Alrighty. So, what was it like for you when you first became a mother?
It was beautiful. I was pregnant. I'm like, yay. Actually, I told your father, and we're young. We're both young, so we're like, we both scared, of course. And me living with my mom, he living with his mom. It's like, what are we gonna do here, right? Um, I told him, and he was like, keep it. Like he didn't say have an abortion or nothing. He just said keep it. And so at the time I was going to Crenshaw High to try to finish to get my high school diploma, like try to just get it out the way and stuff. And boom, pregnant. And I told them, and I'm like, but this and that has happened, and I'm like, I don't know, we should keep that. And he was like, just let's do it. So I did that, and I was there with my mother, and I got into an argument with my mother, in which she tried to hit me, and automatically I called, um, my kid's father, and he was like, "Oh no, she's not gonna be hitting you when you're pregnant with my daughter." And he just can't pick me up. Pick me up. Of course, he talked to Miss Dorothy, and I guess she was okay. She was like, "Okay, bring her here." And that's when me and your daddy moved in. We were super young, and we just moved in, and actually it was just temporary until I get my own stuff or whatever. And after that, that didn't work out, and I moved in with my cousin, Dolores, and I was over there for La Cienega, over there by Fairfax. And I said, you know what? I just can't be. I gotta do something. You know, I was staying with your dad. You know what? Backtrack. No, that was your brother. So backtrack. So I was staying with in Jefferson and Arlington. I stayed there, getting big as a house. I was living there with your grandma, and your daddy was working two jobs, post office and the school district, working, taking care of us right there, working and stuff. And that's when I was like, okay, I gotta go to school. You know, like, what am I gonna do? I wasn't making a decision yet. Like, okay, let me get this grind and go. Not yet, but I would start thinking like, okay, he's working, he's doing this, taking care of it. Like, what are you gonna do, Flora? Cannot just be sitting here on your butt, not doing anything. Okay, he's doing this and doing that, and I could say that, man, your dad, two jobs, tired, his eyes be red, just working two jobs. Your mama, your grandma still working. Well, yes, slash mama still working at the post office. Um, Grandma working at the post office. I'm still there with them. Like I said, I was unemployed, not working, living there, and just going through a lot of stuff with, you know, just relationship stuff, the guys and all that stuff, daddy and I, until I was in the process on my whole plan was not being there with your dad full time, it was just temporary. So Miss Dorothy went and got me a single downtown LA under her name. Because she know that he was too young to be like in a serious relationship, I say. And
Mm-hmm.
but he still took like full responsibility. Okay, she's carrying my child, you know what I mean? But he was not ready to be me and the child in the home. Does that make sense? So
Mm.
not, you know what I mean? Like she's carrying my child. I wanted to kill the baby, but I still want to be there for the child. But I'm not ready to be with her as a family. So I don't know if your grandma thought that was kind of effed up, and she felt bad, and she was like, her mama is over here doing this to her, blah blah blah. This girl is only 20, not even what 21 years old, no help. Your grandma had her credit. Why not? Let me just go home and get her a single, and she can, she have my grandchild can be, be there at the house or whatever. She won't be on the streets. And that's how I look at it, which I'm grateful of that because then nobody did that for me. She came through, put that apartment under her name, and back then the rent was only like $344, which I was doing that like living check to check. You know what I mean? Just doing that like check to check, just paying that my little rent. You young, you break up and da da da, whatever. And I moved out of there and moved out of there. And I moved in the Jays in the jungles. And then I ended up getting pregnant again. That was your brother on my son. That one was not, it was just not expected. You know what I mean? Because we already have one and we're like, okay, we're young, you know what I mean? So that's when I was like, okay, boy, you gotta get your shit together. So that's when I moved in. Before I moved to the jungles, I moved in with my cousin because I remember from my cousin clearly. I was in her apartment by Fairfax and La Cienega. I was going to school. I was going to Nova School, which is considered Bryman College now. And I said, I have to go to school. I had to do something, which I still kept the relationship with my kid's father. He always was around some kind of way. So I still kept a good relationship. And your grandma was always there trying to help. Even if it was picking me up or either she'll drop me out when she can because she do have a job. She cannot just pick me up and drop me off all the time, but whenever she can, she'll try. And like I said, try to be around still. So I told myself, you are going to go to school. You cannot be dependent on a man. He does not want a family with you yet. He's young. He's he's having fun. You the one who's stuck with the kids. He's having fun, and you stuck with them. So what are you gonna do? You cannot just be on the county. You can't do none of that stuff. So are you gonna? What do you pick? So I said I'm not gonna work for McDonald's, Burger King. I'm not gonna do that. And no offense to nobody that works there. That was not gonna be Flora working there. You're not gonna work at a retail store, none of that stuff. So what are you gonna do? So I chose to. I went to a school. I went to Brightman. Uh, to a couple of orientations. I decided I didn't want to keep poking people. I didn't want to do medical assistant. And once I did the dental, I'm like, I like teeth. Like, I find interest in teeth. I'm like, oh, this my niche. So, boom, I decided to do that. And I was pregnant with my son. I already had Kamerie. I was pregnant with my son. So I had Kamerie stay with me and my cousins right there on La Cienega. And going to school. Sometimes it was times that I didn't have a babysitter for me to go to school. It was almost like at the end of my course, almost at the end of it, and it's the radiation that we had to take this the X-ray one. So I had to do it. You had to, without that radiation certification, you not Sacramento will not certify you. You have to do it. There's no way around that. So I was like, oh my God, how am I gonna do it? I have Camry here, 1 year old. Then I'm pregnant with my son, Daniel. So I'm like, how am I gonna get there? I used to be on the bus. And I'm about to get sensitive. But that's why I tell everybody, like, everybody they say I can't do it, y'all lazy. I was with Camry on my hip with my son in my stomach on the RTD bus, on the Venice bus. So if you're telling me you can't do it, you're full of shit. And I say that and I don't want to cuss, but it's like y'all lazy. I did it with my daughter on my hip, holding onto the bar with her and pregnant. And I pushed myself through it and I finished. I had my son at the emergency room because he had a pneumonia. Daniel was only 1 month old. He had a pneumonia. I couldn't even actually my mom or your dad had nothing your mom because your dad had to take me. I think your grandma. My mom had to come. I had to put my prom like a prom with some type of dress to go get my certification for being a registered dental assistant because I couldn't just have my whole family because I had my son in the hospital and I have my daughter, my 2 year old daughter at the time because they're like 2 years, 1 year apart, little baby, but I still walk through it with my certification. So that's what when this women, I see this woman like, oh, I can't do it. Oh, because you're full of shit. I did it with a baby holding on to the bar on the RTD bus going to school. I had Camry on the dental chair, sleep with her bottle while I'm taking x-rays so I can finish. And pregnant. And because, when you're pregnant, you can't be around radiation. So, like, somebody will push the button. As long as I aim where I'm taking the teeth, like, just, it's like shooting gun. Just where you aiming it, that's what they wanted to see. If you are good at taking x-rays, which I'm the shit on taking x-rays now, you know what I mean? But the girl just pushed the button, Camry right there next door with her bottle. So all this, like I said, I've been through it, all this stuff. This girls keep making excuses. I can't do it. You full of it. I did it. And I don't want to go hard on nobody, but if I did it with a baby in my stomach on the RTD bus, hold it onto the bar with a baby on my hip, girl, just don't. It's just, like I said, I've been through it. I did that because like I said, I didn't want to. I mean, I think it was really an easy way out too because I could have went a little harder and then at least But at the time, I didn't know. Like I said, my English and all that stuff, and I was a little bit naive. I didn't know even about this school that I could have got that grant. I could have just got the books and study, and I didn't have to pay 10,000 afterwards. You know what I mean? But you don't know. You don't know. It's two books that you read and you get your certification. Then I could be a dental hygienist right now, but it's just not. I didn't, like I said, I didn't do my research. But all that stuff, no, the single mother stuff and all, no, it doesn't work. But like I said, my kid's father was around at the time. Miss Dorothy, my mother had a big help. My mother helped me. She watched my kids while I was going to school. She did that. Go to school. My mom would pick me up from school or drop me off so I can finish. Because everybody at the time, when I wanted to quit, it was the end of the course. I wanted to quit because I couldn't do it. I'm pregnant. I'm like 8 months pregnant, and I got I got a baby, Kamerie, and I can't, like, it was just too much. Everybody around me was like,
Mhm.
"Oh no, girl, you gonna finish." Which I'm glad that I have um three women. I say that was my mother, Dorothy, and my instructor. My instructor was a Hispanic lady from Mexico, DF means Distrito Federal. She was from there. She said, "No, you're gonna finish. You're gonna finish. Like, if a man leaves you, what are you gonna do? You gotta have some type of degree. You're gonna finish." So I was glad that I have. And I could say, well, she was my mentor. So I had three women. Three, like I said, it was my mother, Dorothy, and her. Dr. Moret. That's because she's a doctor. Dr. Moret was my mentor. She basically grabbed me from my ear like, "You're gonna finish." And I did, and I'm proud of myself. I did it. It was scary. It was scary. I wanted something to love. I wanted a baby. Like, oh my God, it's so cute. Tammy's so cute, so chunky. He was so chunky and cute and with the little middle curl. But it was hard. You know what I mean? Because women, and I don't care what they say, it's a very few men that, and it goes for Hispanic and Black, that would be there and just take full responsibility for the kids. You know what I mean? And I was blessed to have uh, a kid's father that he was a not a baby daddy. He's my kid's father. He's a father to his children. He was there when I was in my right mind. I was like, fuck it, just selfish. Just want to party. I don't care. And I don't know where, like, I don't know the gap, which that's up to my therapist to let me know what happened there in between me going to school and trying to be better for myself and my kids. I don't know what happened in between that. The gap right there that I still haven't figured out. I don't know. I don't know what went wrong right there. Don't know what happened. Yes, ma'am.
Do you think love had anything to
Love,
do with it?
love from what? My mom or family or who?
Love for or love from a man, love in a romantic relationship, security maybe in that way, protection that you may not have gotten from being raised by my grandmother. We talked before, she was a single mother working hard by herself, and it was you and my auntie, women, and y'all are vulnerable. So, do you connect with any of those things?
I think with love, of course, love is a big part of it. A big part of it. And I don't know if it was like I saw like my kid's father just having fun and me just being stuck at home. You're just leaving,
Mm.
like, or you just, that's your job. You're supposed to do that. That's your job. Which is not. And I'm old enough to say that now that, you live and you grow. No, that's not my job. It's our job. But it was more like he could do what he want to do it, but I can't do what I want to do. And then he's not the only guy, so I cannot just bash on one person. A lot of men think like that. They think like that. They just feel like, oh, the woman,
Mhm.
I could get up and go. You can't. You got the kids, so it's I can't bash on one man. It's a lot of men, and it's very sad to say that their way of thinking is just that's not how it goes. We all play the same role in this uh, parenting. We both they came out of us. We both made this child, so we both have the same responsibilities. But like I said, I was blessed to have a person that was not willing to give up or say no. He just saw me maybe on my weakness and was like, she's not she's not ready. She's not mature enough. She still want to live her life. She still want to party. She still want to do her thing. Even though me and her not working out, but and to me it was like, oh, this you're not trying to do this. You just want to do that. But you want me to be here, but you don't want to be here. You want me to just be this woman here and shut up and let me do what I want to do, and you just sit there and raise the kids, and I just come home whenever I come home. It's hard. Something happened there, which, like I said, I can't pinpoint it. I don't know, and that's something that I will get to with my therapist. What happened in between that? Like the big, it's like this. Something happened, and I don't know what it is. Something happened in between that.
Yeah.
Something happened.
What are some of the biggest lessons you learned being a mother?
Being a mother, I mean, it's responsibilities. You have to sacrifice. Main thing is sacrifice. You have to sacrifice your happiness for your babies. A lot of stuff you gotta sacrifice. A lot, a lot of stuff. You have to put them first, and that's why some of you guys see like parents they be looking all stressed out and stuff. But they start looking on, you don't know what this parents went through. They sacrifice a lot. They probably was up late at night waiting on their teenage kids to come home, never showed up, and you don't know. A lot of people judge people like that, so you don't know. Like I said, these parents must have sacrificed a lot. You have to put your happiness to the side and your kids. It's a lot of sacrificing. Kids come first. As a mother, that sacrifice. Sacrifice a lot of things. Your kids' happiness come first. And one thing that I did learn, your kids they only gonna be 1 year old. They're only gonna be two. They're only gonna be three. Once you miss those years, that's it. Kamerie is not gonna be two again. Kamerie is not gonna be five. You know what I mean? So me seeing like videos that I see that you post, that hurts me. Because I'm like, damn, I was not there. Just see her little pretty smile. Her saying, it's okay, daddy, if you don't win. It's okay. Like that. That hurts me. It hurts me. Because you were so innocent. And it hurts me because you were just like looking out for your brother, like, it's okay, daddy, if you don't win. Like innocent, you were just looking like to the side, like, it's okay if you don't win. Like, okay, man. Like, so what? And your daddy was like, it's okay, right? Yeah, like it's cool. That like hurts me. I'm like, damn, like those and my mama always told me that those years you can never, never get them back. Enjoy your kids while they little. enjoy one of the little ones. And it goes for any mother. And I tell a lot of my friends, your mother raising your kids or your father raising your kids, no, that's a no go. And when I tell them, they don't. I don't know. I hope they don't go to one ear and goes to the other. But I tell them for stuff that I went through, not to be a mother to them because they this is women in the late 20s, close to their 30s, and I was that girl. And I be trying to tell them like, don't do that. Like your mom can go right now to court and take your kids away from you. You don't even know your child is getting molested. It's weird people out there. You can be getting molested by your father. You can be molested by your mother. You don't know. People are crazy. You are his mother, her mother. You're gonna be there for the best interest of your child. So, and I tell a lot of young ladies that, I mean, it's like yay and nay. Like me, I cannot, like I said, I cannot judge it because my kid was raised by their father, they're black or not. But what I'm telling you is, if you have a chance, let's say you left your daughter for 1 year and you still have a chance, go get your kid. Go get your baby. Get your child. Go get them. Okay, you're going through something. Your mom is there to help you. Okay, thank God. Hey, somebody's there. Get your child. Like, get it right now. Nip it in the butt. Get your son. The son is only 8. Go get him. Like, don't. We go through ups and downs. A lot of women is out of here on drugs or um don't have self esteem because I know a lot of my friends that they're beautiful but deal with abuse and stuff like that. But I'm like, so you neglecting your child to be with this man and your child is over here. Your mom is raising your kid. When was the last time you saw your son? Oh, I go out there maybe once a month. No. I say all those you be in their school, uh even when he gets in trouble, it doesn't matter. When he's in trouble, good or bad. Remember those things. Remember. Your mother is there, not you. And I remember those stuff. Like I said,
Mm.
when I went to UR school, they'd be like, well, we don't see you here like that. So no, I don't know. And that's hurtful. You know what I mean? I don't know. And I'm telling young girls, people this that is going through this stuff with their kids. I'm like, you don't want to go through that. That's embarrassing. It's hurtful. You don't want to go through that. So nip it in the bud growing. Get your kids. Like do your stuff. Don't go through the same too I went through. I'm not trying to preach to nobody. But just don't make the same mistakes I made. That's all I gotta say. Just don't nip it in the bud. Just chapter. They're your kids. Raise your child. Nobody's gonna love your kids how you gonna love your kids. Nobody's gonna hug your kids how you hug your kids. And my mother used to say this to me, which I never understood that. I like, what do you mean I stink? She used to be, your kids know your scent. They know your smell, your scent. I used to be like, what do you mean? I don't know. What do you mean my scent? She's like, they know your scent. I'm not saying you stink. So like, they know you. You know how you. They know your friend. They know how you smell. They know you. They know who their mother is. I mean, now I understand because I'm older now.
Mm-hmm.
But at first, I'm like, what is she talking about? Like a smell or something? I stink. No, like you're saying, they know you. You're their mother. They scent. They know motherhood. It's beautiful.
It got kind of choppy.
Kamerie,
Hello?
you went. Oh,
Okay, there we go. Um,
girl, you done made me cry.
it's okay. That's the Oprah effect. And you see my face just been here. I ain't even said nothing really. I'm just
Oh
here.
my lord.
Um, no, not like on my Lord. This is strength. That's what I call it. This is what strong people do. And it's gonna be good for you too after we get off this watch. People always feel good when you release because you end up sharing more than you thought you would because you just flowing, which is good. Um, Speaking of my grandmother, what was it like? How has it been experiencing the loss of your mother in your middle ages at a time when you didn't think you would lose her so soon, you know?
God. I feel like nobody missed my mother as much as I do to this day. I feel like yesterday, it just happened yesterday.
That's
I feel like
understandable.
everybody's moving on. And maybe, I don't know. I mean, they don't have to show me. Who am I for them to show me? But I know when she died, I feel like me. I don't know. It's just it's a different type of bond than me and my mother had, and maybe because I was so much like her, and we kind of had.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna. I will respect her memory, and I will not speak on her personal business. But that we have similarities as far as the kids issue stuff. So I feel like that's what me and her like really close. We were so close, and that's why she always
Mm.
encouraged me to fight for you guys. You and Daniel and your brother. I feel like I lost a big part of me. It's just gone. It's dead. And I don't want to say that, but that's just how I feel.
It's your mother.
Yeah,
It's your
just
mother.
feel like I lost like half of my soul just left. Just I don't know. I just feel like everybody just moved on and just don't like. My only reason why I go to Mexico is to see my mother. I don't care about. I mean, I don't want to say it like that, but I don't. When I'm in that mode, I don't care about my cousins. I don't care about nobody else. I just when I go there, my whole trip is to go just to go see her. That's my goal. And I try to gather my cousins and everybody, my family, to go to her grave and throw a party. And then I pay for this banda, which that's something that my mom likes, and she always wanted that to celebrate her like that. And I feel like nobody do that but me. Nobody. And it has nothing to do with money, but my mom was like that. She like celebrate me this way, like this, and just when I go out there, I go out with a band. Like I go out for her. I spend money. I pay people to do this, and this is the song that she like. Play the songs, and I go out there and I chill with her. I eat right there in her grave with her. Just, I just chill with her. I just feel like I took it harder than everybody in my family, my brothers, everybody, all my brothers.
Yeah. You were her first too. So y'all were
Yes,
like ride or
ma'am.
die.
Yeah. So that
So
I mean, I
it's a
feel my
special
brother take
bond.
it a little bit hard too, my little brother. But then sometimes maybe he deal with his pain different. Maybe he try to avoid not to go see her because he gets sad or he gets in that place that what I mean. It makes him sad, but I know that every time that he goes there, I'm the first one he calls. He's always like talks to me like, "You need to come see her. You haven't seen her." I'm like, "I know. I'm all the way where I live. I'm far." And he's like, "Yeah, but you need to come bring the girls to see my mom." And then he just tells me how it looks, and I'm like, "Yeah, it looks bad." And we just start talking. We just start talking, brother and sister stuff. Just just come see her. It'll be nice if you come. But like I said, he's really close, really like 2 hours. I'm like far, so I'm like, I'm gonna come see her. And it just like irritates me, and I get mad when people go out there. Her kids go out there, they live out there, and they don't even go fucking, not even fucking spit on her grave or do something. They don't even stop by there. I don't know. Just like I said, I feel like I took it hard. I don't know. Hey, everybody, like I said, it feels like yesterday. I just feel like it just happened yesterday. People tell me to get over it, but how can you get over stuff like that? You can't. You share a lot of memories with that person. You can't get over stuff like that, you know? But that's just dealing with death. And you should know, it's hard dealing with death. Especially from a person that was your rock. She was my rock.
Mm-hmm.
She was my ride or die, how they say. She's my ride or die. To this day. My ride or die. She never told us so nothing. Whatever I told her, she took that to the grave. That's just, mothers. Even though I had a crazy childhood, but I think she trying to make up for it afterwards.
Mm-hmm. You get older, you get wiser. You try to get wiser,
Yeah.
learn from your mistakes. And as long as you're kids or I mean, once you're a parent, no matter how old you are, how old your child is. And you're here to like help guide them, as they make their own life choices. And when you talked about like other people kind of experiencing the grief of their mother, you may not be wrong. You probably are experiencing it differently than you are. Now whether it's harder or not, like we don't know. You know what you're experiencing, you know what you see, but you don't know what people are on the inside, and that's okay. And I think that there's something special about like being the firstborn, being the daughter. My grandmother having you at a very young age. She was a little girl herself, that closeness y'all had, that bond, and then for y'all to kind of experience the same thing in motherhood, not raising, certain kids for whatever reasons, but like I don't think nothing's wrong with you. I don't think nothing's not normal about feeling like you lost a part of you. I know when my dad lost my grandmother, like he has not been the same, since that. And he never will be, you know. And then especially with him being the only child and not having no one else to kind of, you know, he put that into his kids just like you are, you know. Um what have you learned since the it's been 2 years since my grandmother passed away, rest in peace. In 2020. Um what have you learned about death since my grandmother's passing?
Just try to be strong. I mean, I just keep hearing her voice in my head about the grandkids. Like, you gotta be strong. You gotta do this. You cannot be drinking like that. She didn't like me drinking and driving, none of that stuff. Um, I remember, like, I don't know, it was just crazy because she likes me drinking, but only when I'm with her. because I guess that's my safe place or something. I don't know. But she like, if you're gonna drink, no drinking driving, and she was like, just minimize on the drinking. That sticks in my head. And basically take care of myself health wise. To be okay for my daughters, like all of them, like all my kids. Feel like if you're not healthy, how can you be okay for them?
What advice do you have for people experiencing the loss of their parent right now?
Oh God, I don't know if I'm the right person, but to me, what's been helping me talking to you, to my kids, my son, and just hearing her voice telling me like kind of like just be that strong woman and don't give up and just basically just sacrifice for my kids, like be there for your kids and enjoy your kids while they're here. Enjoy your kids. And she always said enjoy your kids. Once they gone, once they get older, that's it, they're gone. um and to deal, like I said, with just death, just get into God and then just talk to God. I feel like if you manifestation, like if you manifest things, it happen. It's gonna happen. Like if you keep thinking about something negative, it's gonna happen. If you you don't think about it, you don't give that negative stuff no energy, it won't come in your world. It won't come into your world. You just gotta have this
Mhm.
positive stuff around you. And like I said, it's a lot of cleansing. You just gotta detox a lot. And if you don't have those people, you gotta have first things first. When you dealing through, when you dealing to, anybody in your family that died in recent, a year or 2 years ago. Like I said, you have to do a lot of detox and be around people that love you unconditionally. Fat, ugly,
Mhm.
one leg off, whatever. They just love you for who you are, and they there for you mentally. Not people that's gonna be judgmental and tell you, "Oh, come on, you need to get up, snap out of it. It's nothing. It ain't shit. That she died, she gone." Nah, you're around people that love you unconditionally, and it's gonna be very supportive of what you're going through. Or similarities, maybe went through some stuff that you went through. We're around positive people. Surround yourself around positive people. Learn yourself. Detox. Detox is a big, big, big. So number one, detox. And when I mean detox, not drugs. Just from all the bad spirits and the bad negative energy. Keep that away from you.
Mhm.
But just talk to your ancestors. Like, even though you've been one of my support systems, even when I'm in my dark clouds, we all go through them. There's times in I don't want to clean up. I don't even want to take a shower. I don't. I'm just going through that day, and I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, girl, go in the shower. I do take a shower, and then I just throw in whatever. But I'm not feeling myself. And when I say back to you, get into your mode, like meditate. Um, Me personally, what works for me to work out, which I go to the gym. I will get up at 4 in the morning to go, and I get on
Mhm.
some. I'll be on that for like 2 weeks, and then I'll be like, and then I kind of like stop. Then I have to snap out of it again. But when I go to the gym at 4 a.m. in the morning, when you can barely see the sun, it just made me feel good. I'm in there at the gym. I'm working out. I'm going hard, and I just love it. And me eating healthy and just looking out for myself, and And I'm not saying I'm better than nobody. It takes a lot of dedication and to be at the gym at 4:30 in the morning.
Definitely thank you for sharing your pain, with us, with the loss of my grandmother. Hearing you speak about it right now, like it's really making me put things into perspective regarding like how painful this has to have been for you. Um, my grandmother did raise me, but like I said, I don't know the pain that you or my dad felt. Like y'all came out of this woman, and for her to, and for the woman that gave birth to you, that you were close to no longer be here to call or like lay on their chest or hug. Like I think that's the thing that I like hurt and cry for y'all the most on. Or the last thing I wanted to talk to you about was, where are you taking life next?
Like where I'm going now after this, or like where do
Where are you taking life? Where are you going?
where I want to go? I don't know where I'm going right now, but where I want to go, I want to go to happiness and to peace. That's it. You only have one life. We're here to born and to die. So whatever 3 years that God got left for any individual here on this earth, live it to the fullest. To the fullest. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I love that. I love that. I love that. But thank you for supporting me as always. And thank you for being very vulnerable and open with me and the audience. I know they're going to really appreciate that about you and have no other choice but to respect honesty that was delivered with compassion and respect and well intention.
Oh,
I
for sure.
know that you're going to get happiness and peace, because that's gonna be your default as well. Just like putting yourself first is gonna be your default. Happiness and peace is gonna be the thing that you're only gonna accept and tolerate and welcome into your life. And anything less than or other than that, you're saying
Yes,
no
ma'am.
to, like you said earlier. So I definitely,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, I speak that over you for sure. So thank you,
Love
mom.
you
I
too.
love you, and we will talk soon again.